All right, what's up, everyone? So, just want to jump on here. I haven't been able to get been a little rushed in the morning, so I haven't had a lot of time to do the full walkthroughs through the training. But I'll get back to that. I'll probably do more of it where I record it and then talk about a voiceover type thing, or talk about it afterwards. Just because I don't know, lose intent when I'm doing it. It seems like it take longer than needed when I'm doing it. Trying to do too much at one time, so my focus on the training starts losing the effect. So probably just gonna start recording it more and then full videos and talking over voiceovering it after the fact. So, but I'll get back to that. Again, I've been a little bit rushed. Like I said, yesterday morning, I went to speak to at Prescott High School. I did a spoke at a for their football leadership, like their senior group of athletes there, and then a health class, and then came back in the afternoon and spoke to a couple more health classes there, which is always good. Like speaking to kids, talking about every aspect of health, mainly nutrition because they're in the nutrition lesson in the health class, but what they can do, build healthy habits, those types of things, just going forward and hopefully get them started young and let them know what is important. Who knows if they're going to listen or not? They're kids, but uh, let them know and then build off that. And hopefully they took something from that. Just like I tell everyone who watches these videos, take something from it and apply it. Apply what's useful, throw away what's not. And I'm actually going to be answering and talking about one of the questions I got yesterday in one of the health classes, and that was, and I hear it a lot with women with girls. Girls, how is should girls strength train and their fear of getting bulky from it. So I'm gonna kind of dive into that a little bit here and talk a little bit more about that. And yes, I think girls should strength train, but not just strength train. Train in general. Train speed, train power, train strength. Lifting weights is important. It's when girls train. I mean, why not train? There's nothing better. It's building healthy exercise habits. It's building all these other aspects. It's going to help them if they are an athlete, even if they're not an athlete, and just build a stronger body. It's going to help them build muscle. But they get that fear of getting too bulky because what maybe they see something on social media or on Google or whatever where, oh, if you lift weights you're going to get big and bulky. And I understand. I'm not a girl, so I don't understand. But I even guys I think fall into that category as oh, especially athletes. Oh, they're taught. Oh, you don't lift because you're gonna get too bulky and it's gonna screw up your mechanics and stuff. So as a guy, I've heard the same type of things. And girls don't fear that weight training is going to get you big and bulky. Uh, in order to get big and bulky, you have to eat and eat a lot. Most girls I find, use girl athletes are not eating enough as it is. They're burning a ton of calories because they are so active. They're playing sports, they practices, training, all this stuff. So they're burning a lot of calories, and then they think they're gonna get bulky and big, so they don't eat. They don't eat enough, nearly enough, to fuel their body and perform on a high level. So they're dead tired. They have no energy. They're lethargic. They're more likely to get injured that way. And then combine that, they're not sleeping because they're up late doing homework, going having late games, getting up early for practice or school or whatnot. So combining all these factors, and they're so worried, and then they're stressing out so much about getting big and bulky, and that just isn't the case. It's not really gonna happen again unless you're eating a ton. So strength training, weight training is not gonna be the cause of making you big and bulky. It's gonna be the cause of making you stronger. It's gonna make you look better. You're gonna build muscle. Again, muscle and fat, they weigh the same. A pound of muscle, a pound of fat weighs the same, but a pound of fat is going to take up more area. So that's where the bulkiness is going to come if you get big and fat, and that's not what we want because that's going to make you slower, going to cause other issues within your health. So strength training is a way to build muscle, and eating enough is a way to build muscle, and A lot of women talk about the toned look. Yes, you can't tone a muscle. That's not a thing. But I'll speak their language. So yes, that's to get the tone look, the athletic look. You look at the Olympic gymnasts. They're jacked. They're ripped. They're lean. Females. Um, the WNBA, college women's basketball, college volleyball. They're all lean, muscular, um, athletic. They, I'm pretty sure the majority of them strength train. Whether that's doing just basic lifting or like the gymnastic training, you don't need to do a ton of lifting because they're just bouncing and flying all around anyway. So those types of things. But strength training is going to help with all that. It's going to be more beneficial than it is negative. Then you combine the strength training with speed, so you're doing sprints and jumps and throws and all this good stuff. That's what's going to build the ultimate athlete, and it's not going to make you big and bulky unless you're just gorging yourself on tons and tons of mostly that ultra processed foods. If you're eating good quality foods, it is so much harder to overeat than it is with eating Oreos and chips and cake and stuff like that, because real food is nutrient dense. It fills you up. It's hard to eat. I use the example that it's hard to eat 4 or 5 apples in one sitting, but you could eat a whole package of Oreos in one sitting. You're not going to feel well. Might be sitting on the toilet for a while, but that's how you get big and bulky, is you do that stuff. It's like looking at the power lifters. Why aren't powerlifters good athletes? Because most of them are big, fat, bulky. Because yes, they lift weights, they lift strong weight, a lot of weight, but all they do is eat garbage and just get big. They eat to get big. They eat a ton, 5, 6, 7, 8,000, 10,000 calories a day, whatever it is. I mean, look at Michael Phelps. I mean, that's an example. He ate 10,000 calories a day. He's skinny as a beanpole, lean and muscular, a swimmer. So, I mean, again, as active as these girls are, it's going to be tough to get big and bulky. Again, weight training is going to make you toned. Again, you can't be toned. You can't tone a muscle. You can build a muscle. It's going to make you lean, tone, and athletic. As long as you're doing other stuff too, besides the strength training, you're sprinting, you're playing your sport, all those things, throwing, jumping, hopping, skipping, rolling, crawling. Combine that with lifting weights. That's going to make you look athletic, feel athletic, and it's going to make you lean. And that's really what you want as an athlete, being a lean, muscular athlete rather than a big, bulky. So, yeah, girls, I know it can be tough on that mindset. You see all this negativity around strength training for girls and stuff, and it's still, and even kids in general. But that's not really what's going to make you big and bulky. And I hope we can kind of clear up that fear. I know it is a real thing, but hopefully it helps to know that it's not gonna. I've worked with plenty of youth girls, and they're just lean and just athletic. I've had none that have gotten big and bulky from strength training. It's the other things that are going to make them bigger. And yeah, again, building some muscle is going to be good. It's going to help you have more strength. It's going to help protect, give you that body armor for the joints, the tendons, the ligaments, all around those areas. And you can't prevent injuries, but it can help reduce the risk of ACL tears, which are more higher. Women seem to be more of a higher occurrence than males. The soft tissue, the hamstrings pulls, the calf pulls, the quads, that type of stuff, the muscle pulls and tears. Strength training is going to help with that too. Again, we can't prevent it. Sports are dangerous. You're going to get hurt at some point, but it's better off to do the strength training, because then you'll be able to bounce back faster too, and always be doing something. So again, don't fear strength training. It's not going to make you big and bulky. I know, again, it can be tough with everything out there, all the negativity and stuff, but if you really are afraid of getting big and bulky, just start eating a bunch of junk food all the time, sitting on the couch, doing nothing. Strength training is going to make you, as one of my clients, Courtney says, it's going to get her big, beautiful, strength training has helped build her big, beautiful muscles. So that's what it does. That's what strength training does when it's done right, when it's done properly, the right technique, the right form, meeting you where you're currently at, helping building you, getting you to where you want to be. It's going to help all that. You're going to look better, you're going to feel better, you're going to move better, and you're going to have more confidence because of all these things. So you'll be better on the court, on the field, whatever sport you're playing. You'll be more confident just walking around in everyday life. So that's why you should strength train. Female athletes, strength train. Start early. And find someone who's going to meet you where you're at. Don't just jump into squatting, trying to squat 200, 300 pounds. Find a trainer or a coach who's going to meet you where you're currently at and help you develop a plan that progresses as you do and helps you achieve the goals you want and helps you get better, not just at lifting, because that's not the goal unless you're trying to be a power lifter, but to help get you better at sports and be a better athlete. That's what it's all about. So again, girls should be lifting weights, but that's not the only thing they should be doing. They should be also sprinting, jumping, throwing, hopping, skipping, training like an athlete, doing all that fun stuff as well. But strength training is going to be very beneficial to girls. It's going to help them tone. Again, I say that just because that's the language females like to use. But what I really mean by that is build muscle, build strength, build power, build speed, build protection, build that body armor. So they're less likely to get some of the common injuries. Again, we can't prevent all injuries, but we can do our best to lower the risk. So that's what I have for that. Hopefully that helps, girls. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out. Trevor@tagpn.com, and we'll be back to talk to you again soon. Thanks, guys.